Okay, so here we are out in a Rover P5b. This has come in for extensive work. Originally came in with the 3-speed auto and a 3.5 engine. The customer had already invested in our electronic ignition system and Edelbrock carburetor kit. He'd installed that. However, he was having problems with the engine, burning copious amounts of oil, and just generally wasn't very pleased with the setup he had. So sent the car down to us to assess, at which point it was decided that we would build up a 4-litre engine for it, utilising the carburetor and ignition kit, of course, that we'd already recently supplied, and all of the covers and ancillaries off the 3.5 engine to give it that sort of original look of ancillary layout, etc. At which point we built that engine up, and the customer then started asking about 4-speed auto boxes. So we specified one up, and that has also been installed now. So this car just drives fabulously. Absolutely love being out in this car. The 4-speed auto just makes it wonderful to drive. Incredibly smooth. Obviously the 4-litre engine has got plenty of get up and go. We don't actually have to really push the accelerator pedal to accelerate though. You know, you only need to breathe on it to be able to, yes, I'm going to make you go up the hedge, Mr. 4x4. You only need to breathe on the throttle pedal to accelerate. You don't have to overwork the engine to actually just, you know, get up to your cruise speeds. Right then, so under the bonnet, as you can see, Edelbrock carburetor. I didn't mention earlier, we have also LPG converted this vehicle as well. So we've got our slimline power plenum here, which allows us to draw air through this single entry rather than a big air cleaner for the Edelbrock carburetor, which means we can utilise the very conventional draw-through mixer ring for the LPG system. There's a vaporizer mounted down there, OMVL vaporizer. And then we have a K&N filter with a stainless steel shroud on, just to create a little bit of vacuum, just enough so we actually draw that LPG through at idle with a free flow filter. I always struggle with that.
Say that 3 times fast.
Only with a few drinks. You don't actually get enough vacuum, so the engine leans out and struggles to start on LPG without that. With this, no problems at all. This car will start from cold on LPG, no petrol required. Obviously it does run on petrol as well. The carburetor has all been dialed in, as has the ignition system. Bosch 12-volt ignition coil. The original wiring has been bypassed. There's no ballast resistor in there now. The rev counter has been converted to accept the electronic pulse rather than using the old, I think it's RVI style, and now it's RVC. I forget which way around those two are though. Obviously it's got the RPi ignition amplifier on there with the Magnacore plug leads. The original Rover colour grey has been used on the rocker covers, and then, as I said earlier, the ancillaries, timing cover, sump, etc. have been removed from the 3.5 engine and transplanted onto this 4-litre. So, what else was I going to mention under here? I can't remember, Steve.
You'll remember after this break.
Okay, so yeah, out on a cruise at a 60 mile an hour B road, A road, I don't know what this is. It's got a white line in it.
B, I think.
Is
Never
it?
mind.
The 1149, know it well. So 60 miles an hour, and we're torque converters locked up. We're in overdrive, 4th gear, effectively on the auto box, and we are sat at about 2000 RPM. So that's absolutely lovely in comparison to what these would have been with the old 3-speed auto box. So we need some other bits to record.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Burnout?
Nah.
Drifting?
Wrong sort of car, really.
It's definitely the wrong sort of car for green laning. I'm that fresh out of ideas. What about you?
We could get some fish.
11s is. Fish and chips. Let's do it. I remembered what I was going to mention when we were under the bonnet. So the power plenum that we saw there, lots of people comment about that as to restricting the air intake. Well, actually, if you consider the air intake on a fuel-injected engine, be it a 3.9, 4 litre, 4.6, or even a 3.5 for that matter, I guess, actually, we're very similar size to that. Obviously, there is a restriction with the LPG mixer ring. We are reducing the intake size down there, just as you would on a fuel-injected vehicle using a draw-through LPG system. Ultimately, we're not talking about a horsepower engine here. We're not even talking about an engine that's going to see 5,000 RPM, where peak horsepower and peak airflow is important. So what's important here is drivability and torque, flexibility, which we absolutely have. Also quietness as going past horses. So we did actually do some back-to-back testing a while back now on the Edelbrock carburetor with a big 14-inch round air cleaner, and then with the power plenum on, albeit the slightly taller version of that, but has the same entry diameter for air. And on a 4.6 stage 1 engine, we saw 0 loss of horsepower. So through the entire rev range, you know, where peak horsepower was identical. What was really interesting to see was we actually saw a 15% increase in torque where it matters, around the 2,000 RPM range. We did play around with needle and jet settings as well, just to make sure that the carburetor was set up best for both scenarios, and it was. So the power plenum really sort of show there that that nice uniformed airstream going in through the carburetor meant that the air and fuel mixture was happening far better, much the same as you get when you use a later Bosch 4-hole injector rather than the old Lucas single-hole ones. You can pick up torque from them as well, and it made a massive difference on these carburetors, so I just thought I'd cover that point. Now I've remembered it.
Good.
Which way to the fish shop?
Yes.
Right, is the answer, Steve.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Right, well that was Tavram Garden Centre, or Tavram Aquatics. Fish are on board.
No chips though.
No chips. So we'll head back to the office. We'll just let the P5 stretch its legs on a bit of dual carriageway. And then that will conclude this video.
It means it's time to hand the keys back again.
Again, yeah.
We keep doing that.
What, giving customers their cars back?
I know. Terrible habit.